What's going on, guys? So Mighty back at it again with the weekly Rust Skins videos. So as we can see, it is Christmas, so Merry Christmas to you all. And we will start off with the clothing. So we have the Rudolph skull mask. This is a bone helmet skin going for $1.45, which is the base price for these kind of items. Now overall, I do think that this is going to be quite an underrated skin for this week. Pretty much, well, every single skull mask, bone helmet, sorry, has performed very well, definitely over $1.45, so I do think that this is going to be a very safe investment. Also, it does give me like that Krampus vibe, something like that, so I do think that is a good thing that whoever made this skin took a different take on Christmas and didn't make like the happy Christmas kind of stuff, and they actually made it out of the bone helmet. I think that looks sick, and I think that they've done a really good job for something that isn't that easy to actually skin. It's also a really good idea that they call it Rudolph skull mask, so I'm a fan of this. $1.45. I just think that this looks sick, and I hope you guys also like this skin. Now, this one isn't even on the front page of the Rust item store when it comes to top sellers, and I do think that that is also a plus. So overall, I do think that the Rudolph skull mask will be a very safe investment and could potentially make you a decent amount of profit. Right, I also do just want to quickly say I have reached 1k subs, or over 1k subs now, so thank you all for subscribing and getting me to that 1k mark. I also said that I will be doing a Rust Zurg event sometime soon, so I'm not 100% sure when that'll be. It'll most likely be next week or the week after. That is just because I'm really busy at the moment, so I won't really have that much time to play Rust with you guys, and I feel like it's going to be weird if I host a Rust Zurg and then I don't even really participate. So I'll probably do that next week. If not next week, then the week after, and we'll be able to go and stomp some kids or get code rated, so we'll see how we go. But that should be a good time overall, and get keen for that, guys. I'll keep you updated in the Discord, so if you do want to be a part of that, just join the Discord. The link is in the description of the video below, and yeah, let us know if you're keen. Alright, moving over to the Evil Snowman set. So we've got the Evil Snowman chest plate and the helmet, which we will look at in a second. Now this is going for $1.45, a metal chest plate of course, and a metal face mask, which we'll look at in a second, as I just said. Overall, I do think that this is a pretty well made skin. We'll just quickly look at that mask as well. So I'm not sure how easy this will be to match with other things. I would say it will go well with the No Mercy set, like the No Mercy clothing, and then just match it up with the Glory boots and gloves as well, just to keep that whole white theme going. But overall, it is quite a basic set, but it is also quite a nice looking set. $1.45. I do think that it should be pretty safe to invest in as well. Now this is just because it's not on the top sellers of the store page, so I do think that because of that, you should be able to, whoops, what am I doing? You should be able to make yourself a little bit of profit just because it won't get oversaturated compared to some of the other metal gear, like last year's metal gear that got oversaturated to the complete max. So it should be a safer investment compared to last year's Christmas metal gear, just because last year's got oversaturated a whole lot, and I don't think that this year's will get oversaturated that much, just because last year's didn't perform that well. So in saying that, Christmas gear will always go up when it's Christmas for the next year, so it's also going to be a pretty safe investment if you're willing to hold on to it for that entire year as well, and then just sell it at Christmas time again when everyone's buying Christmas skins. So you should be able to easily make money off pretty much every skin that we're going to look at in this video, as long as you guys are happy to wait that whole year. Alright guys, moving over to the weapons, we have the Candy Launcher, which is what we'll start off with. This is a rocket launcher skin going for $2.95. which is again the standard store price. So I'm not actually sure if there's any community made skins that are actually above the standard store price, which is a good thing in my opinion, and it's going to be easier for us all to make profits. Looking at this rocket launcher is very unique. I really do like the Christmas lights that are going around it that actually glow in the dark. I think that actually looks sick. You're going to be an ultimate chat if you're running around with a glowing rocket launcher, but let's be real, it's not like you're going to be very quiet when you're raiding anyway, so it doesn't really matter. $2.95. I do think that this should be a relatively safe investment, although in saying that, this is on the Rust item store front page for top sellers at number 6 spot. We'll see how that goes throughout the week, but overall it's only $2.95, and I do think that it should be easy to turn over next year. and only $2.95, I do think that you probably won't even have to wait that long to actually make profit on this rocket launcher. Overall, it's really nice, well made, and I do think that the Christmas lights going around it actually look sick, especially in the dark. So props to whoever made this skin, and overall I do like this rocket launcher. Before I end on the rocket launcher though, I am going to say one thing that I do think won't be that great. The fact that it doesn't actually say rocket launcher in the title of the name, it just says candy launcher. I do think that because of that, it'll probably sell less, so it's going to be a little bit harder to sell, and therefore it might take a little bit longer for the prices to actually rise. So just because it doesn't say rocket and then launcher, it just says launcher, I do think it'll be a bit harder to sell overall, but I do think that it should still overall be a relatively safe investment. Moving over to the Gingerbread SAR, this is going for $4.40, so it looks like I have been mistaken, and this skin is actually above the standard store price, so that is a little disappointing in my opinion, although we have had gingerbread skins already on the market, and I'm assuming this is by the same creator, as it looks pretty much the exact same as the Gingerbread AK. Now, the Gingerbread AK at the moment on the community market is going for $11.65. That's a good thing for the AK, although the Gingerbread SAR, people will be looking at the community market and seeing that, and they'll be thinking that the SAR will sell just as well. You do have to keep in mind that the SAR isn't as good, so eventually it's just going to get replaced by the AK in the later game. So for $4.40, I'm going to assume that is already on the, yeah, okay, so it's second on the top sellers. That's also a not so good thing, so there is a very high chance of it getting oversaturated. If you are willing to hold on to it until next year, $4.40, it will most likely go above that price. The cheapest gingerbread skin on the market at the moment is $3, which is the metal face mask. So I do think that it's not going to be a massive risk, but overall I do still think that it's going to be risky just because it's that $4.40 initial price. I do think that that is a little risky, and it's not going to be as easy for you to make profits when you're actually investing in this SAR skin. So just keep that in mind as well, guys, and also keep in mind the fact that there's only 55 gingerbread AKs on the community market, whereas a lot of these will be on the community market as soon as you can actually sell them. So first day, there'll probably be 90 or so skins of this specific thing on the community market. So just check that out when this week ends and you'll probably see that. Just quickly also, another thing you'll want to keep in mind is some of these skins will most likely be going over to next week as well, which will most likely just be the face punch skins. But if it is a skin like this, that will affect its price in the long term. So just keep that in mind as well. Alright, just looking at this, we've got 2 pages of other skins. So this is probably going to be a pretty lengthy video. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not actually going to go over the previous year's skins. So the Christmas door wreath, that came out last year. It's going for $7.35. I'm not going to go over that one, and I'll just let you know now, I wouldn't even recommend buying that off the store because it's cheaper on the community market. So it's only $6.40 on the community market. You may as well save yourself some money and also give someone on the community market some money as well so that they can spend money during Christmas. So there's no point in you guys buying this one on the Rust Item store because it's going for $7.35, which is more expensive than what it is even on the community market. So keep that in mind as well, guys. The garlands here are going for $8.85. Now I think people must just be sleeping on these. I have no idea what's going on, but they're going for $10.25 on the Rust Item, on the community market, sorry, still. So I do think that these still won't be worth investing in, but if you do have some of these in your inventory, I would just sell them on the community market and then buy them back on the Rust Item store so that you can make that little bit of profit. The giant candy decor is the same, so that's going for $2.95 on the Rust Item store, and it's going for $3.57 on the community market. So if you sell that on the community market, I would also recommend just rebuying it on the Rust Item store to make that little bit of extra profit. And the snow machine is cheaper on the community market, so I would recommend just buying that one on the community market. And moving over to the final skin that has already been released last year, the Snowman. This is going for $7.35 on the Rust Item store and $9.14 on the community market. So again, I'd recommend selling it on the community market while it's still up and then just rebuying it on the Rust Item store to make yourself a little bit of extra money. Okay, so now finally moving over to the other skins, we'll start off with the Christmas locker. This is actually a really cool design in my opinion. So this is just a normal locker skin going for the standard $2.20, price. Let's see if we can see a zoomed in picture. It doesn't look like we can, but I haven't seen these glowing pictures yet, and that actually looks sick. So it looks like really 3D, how the Christmas tree is like, looks like it's actually inside of the locker instead of just like on the front of it. Overall, I do think that this is actually a really well-made skin, so I'm actually impressed. The more I look at it, it actually looks even better. So $2.20, locker skins are pretty safe investments, to be honest. None of them have actually gone below the standard store price. So the cheapest one on the market is $3.68 if I'm not mistaken, and that is the Cobalt Personal Locker. So that was the latest one that came out, which also has the highest quantity of 53. But I do think that this one will have more than 53 on the community market, but $2.20, I do also think that it's going to be above that price. It's also another glowing skin and it looks really nice. So I do think that this should be a pretty safe investment as well. Moving over to the Christmas tree garage door, this is going for $2.20, standard store price. I actually really like the design on this one too, how it's got like the rocket stylo, the heli, the hot air balloon, the recycler, the lighthouse, the dome, the APC, and a boat, which I'm assuming is obviously supposed to be the cargo ship. It actually reminds me of that shippy set that keeps getting released every single day. Overall, I do think that this is also a really nice and well-made garage door skin, although I'm pretty sure it's selling quite high at the moment. Yeah, so it's the 4th at the moment, in 4th place for most bought item. $2.20, it is quite a cheap investment just because it's that standard store price. It also has glowing little specks on it from the Christmas lights, but I do also think it is going to be a bit risky just due to oversaturation, so this could get oversaturated to the max, and a lot of garage door skins do suffer quite dramatically from oversaturation when it comes to their price as well. So it's going to be a little bit riskier to invest in this one. So luckily it is only going for $2.20. If it was going for any more, I wouldn't recommend investing in it, but because it's going for that $2.20 still, I would say it's not going to be that risky to invest in. But if you don't have too much money and you don't want to be too risky, then I won't really recommend investing in this one this week, just because it is a little bit riskier than some of the other items I've already talked about. Alright guys, moving over to what I would say would be the most controversial skin that has been released this week, or even this year probably, for Rust. That is the Deluxe Christmas lights. So as we know, we do have the Christmas lights already in, but it is not actually an electrical item. It's a 3-meter Christmas lights decorative, so it doesn't actually produce light and it's just a glowing skin. Now I'm going to say this right now, some people have lucked out and obviously placed their buy orders like I said in the Discord and have made some easy profits. Some of them have sold for $29, some have sold for $33, and some have sold for around that price as well. So they're still selling for that $55 highest mark, and they're selling quite consistently for that price as well. So I'm going to say good work to the guys that actually invested in those ones in the Discord that I have talked to. So actually talking about these skins now, the Deluxe Christmas lights, these are going for $11.75. I don't actually think these are going to perform anywhere near as well as the Christmas lights. As I said, they're going for $11.75, which is actually more expensive than the Christmas lights when they came out. If I'm not mistaken, they were $5. I also think they might have been the top seller when they came out as well, but these are also the top seller. I do think that some people are going to expect them to perform better than what they will perform. So I don't think they're ever going to get up to $50 like the previous Christmas lights. And if they are, it's going to be because everyone's learned how to use electricity, which I don't think it's going to be that hard to actually set these Christmas lights up. But either way, it's just going to be annoying to actually have to go and get the electrical components so that you can actually make these. Although moving on to the good things about the Christmas lights, the Deluxe Christmas lights, is that I do think that these actually provide a light source, unlike the previous Christmas lights, which were just decorative and were just a glowing skin. So these ones actually provide a light source, if I'm not mistaken, and also you can change the actual settings by looking at the little control panel thing on the actual Christmas lights, and then you can make it flickering, pulsing, and other Christmas light settings like that. Sorry if you can hear my dog crying in the background. So $11.75. I am going to say that these are quite expensive, and I don't think they're going to get up to that $50 mark, but there is a chance that they will get up to $20 or something around that price by next year, just because the other Christmas lights are so expensive. You also have to watch out for these skins being re-released though, because there is a high chance of that actually happening as well next year, as we have seen Face Punch are currently recycling some skins like the Snowman and the garlands and all the other skins that I previously mentioned. So overall, I do think that the Deluxe Christmas lights will be a little bit more expensive and a little bit more risky to invest in, but there is a chance that they will get up to around about that $20 mark by next year. And so if you do have a decent amount of money and you are willing to invest in these, then I would say it's not going to be that risky as long as you're willing to hold on to them for about a year. If you don't have that much money, I'm not going to recommend investing in the Deluxe Christmas lights, just because I do think that they are going to be a long-term investment, and I don't think that if you have that much money, it's not going to be worth your time. Alright, moving over to the doors to a fairy tale double doors. Now this is a sheet metal double door skin, going for $2.20, which is the standard store price. As I've said in previous videos, doubles door skins are usually a coin flip. Sometimes they perform average and sometimes they perform really well. So I would actually say that probably isn't really a coin flip of a 50-50. As I said, they perform average and then sometimes they perform really well. I would say that the good outweighs the bad, and overall this is quite a nice and unique looking double door skin, and its glow looks like it's really strong and really good. I do think that it would have performed better if it was a single door, just because it would be on the external of bases a lot more often compared to inside of the base. But overall, I do still think that this will probably go above that $2.20 mark, and overall I don't think that this is going to be a very risky investment. Alright, so actually moving over to the sheet metal standard single door, this is going for $2.20 as well. Now I'm pretty sure this has got a bit of a glow as well. Yeah, it does on the actual little window, so that's actually quite a unique looking door skin as well. I like its little single window with the glow. That actually is pretty cool. Overall for this skin, I would say that it should actually perform quite well as well. It is actually on the front on the top sellers, but it's only like, what, 8th down, and so for that reason I don't think that it's actually really going to get oversaturated too much on the community market. And even if it does, I do still think it'll go above that $2.20 mark, although I don't actually think it's going to go that high. $2.20 is luckily the standard store price, and I don't actually think it's really going to go above $5, but I could be wrong, so we'll see how it goes. But I still do think that it's going to be a relatively safe investment and should still make you some profit. Alright, moving over to the Mr. Gingerbread furnace. This is obviously a furnace skin going for $2.20, which is the standard store price for furnace skins. Overall, it's a pretty cool looking furnace skin. There's not really too much to say about it. It's like ice cream melting, I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to be, and then a gingerbread, or maybe it's just like chocolate and then white chocolate, I'm not really sure, vanilla, and then it's got the Christmas lights just going around it and like other Christmas decorative items. So overall I do think that this is actually a kind of cool skin, but also kind of basic. As long as the furnace skin is off and the Christmas lights still glow, I do think that that should actually make it easier for the price of it to go up in price, just because if it actually is glowing when it's off, it's going to be easier to see in the dark, obviously, and because of that, more people will want to buy it. So we'll just quickly check that on the front page, and it is the final skin, so the 9th skin. Overall, I still do think that it should make you a little bit of profit. $2.20 is the standard store price, so I do think that it should make you a bit of profit as well and should be pretty safe to invest in. Another good thing about the furnaces is that the cheapest one on the community market is $2.50, so eventually these will actually rise and go above the standard store price anyway. It just really does depend on how much money you're willing to make. If you don't have that much money, this is going to be a safe investment, so I will recommend investing in it to everyone anyway, just because you probably will most likely 100% make money. As long as you're willing to wait, you should pretty much always make money when it comes to investing in furnaces. So it goes for $2.20, and as I said, the cheapest one on the market is $2.50, so either way you're going to be making money if you invest in this, unless for some reason the price of it actually crashes and sells for like 1 cent. Should be fine. Alright, moving over to the Santa beard. This is probably my personal favorite skin this week. This is a unique face punch item that will be replacing the bandana. So if you do buy this, I would recommend, this is going to be my Chad recommendation, I would recommend pairing this up with the wolf headdress or the dragon face mask, just because that will give you the most amount of head protection when it comes to PvP. Moving over to the actual details of this skin, it is going for $7.35 Australian, so that is actually quite expensive we'll just quickly check the Rust item store. It is the third most bought item in the Rust item store so far this week. I also do think that this will transfer over to next week. I'm 99% sure that it will, as pretty much every face punch item when it comes to events always transfers over to the second week. So $7.35, what does it say as the description? A Santa beard, ho ho ho. This item acts as a hairy bandana. That's actually a pretty cool description. Overall, $7.35. I do think it's going to be a relatively risky investment. $7.35 is quite expensive for a single item, and it's also going to be a bandana. So as I said, like the SAR previously, this will eventually get replaced with a metal face mask when you play Rust for a little longer. And so because of that, I do think that is going to make this a bit too expensive for you to actually be making profit. It will probably go up next year, but if it comes out again next year at the same price, then it's going to probably just crash the market. So you'll also have to keep that in mind. So overall for the Santa beard, I'm going to say it's probably going to be a bit risky to invest in this one just because it's got such a high initial price of $7.35. But if you sell it right away, it will most likely be quite high when it first comes out on the community market and is removed from the Rust item store. And also if you sell it around November or sometime, so next year right before Christmas, it'll also most likely be above that $7.35, so you'll make a decent amount of profit, especially if the Santa beard doesn't actually come back out. Then afterwards you'll be able to make even more profit, but it's going to be a bit riskier to sell it then. So overall $7.35. I do think it's going to be a bit risky, but it's an awesome skin, and I do think that it's going to look pretty funny when people use it as a play skin. So I'm definitely going to be picking up one of these, and I'm keen to see it in game. Alright, moving over to Santa's bag. This is a sleeping bag skin that was clearly previously named Santa's Presents bag. I'm glad it's just called Santa's bag now. Overall, the glow on it looks really cool. It's only going for $2.20, which is the standard store price for sleeping bags, as we know. I think it is actually quite a basic design, although it actually looks really good, and the skin creator has done a good job. I really do like the baked effect they've done with the glow, and I do think that overall this should be quite a safe investment. It's only $2.20. The glow on it looks nice, and it should be easy to sell when Christmas comes around next year. So overall, I do think that this is going to be a relatively safe investment. Although just checking the store, it is also the 6th most bought item, so there is a chance that it could get oversaturated, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue, as none of the sleeping bags have actually gone below the current standard store price on the Rust item store. So the cheapest one on the community market is $2.30. It's quite an old sleeping bag. It's the Tiger Crown sleeping bag. So overall, I don't think that this is going to be too risky, even when it comes to oversaturation, just because it is going for that $2.20. So overall, most of the items this week should be pretty safe. And we'll move over to the next item. Right, finally getting to the final item, we've got the toy box. I actually really like this this large wooden box skin. So this is going for $2.20, which is also the standard store price. So the only thing that was actually above the standard store price was the SAR, the Gingerbread SAR, which was a continuation of the Gingerbread set from last year. Overall, this toy box skin is actually sick in my opinion. So it's got like that ice going around the sides. It's all glowing. It's got some nice lights on it. Just overall, this is a really well made skin, and they haven't left out the ends, which is something that I mentioned quite often, that you pretty much always see when it comes to placing chests, because no one actually places single chests on one level and the second level of salvage shelves. So overall, I'm actually really happy with this toy box skin. You also do have to quickly check the fact that it is at the 4th most bought item, so oversaturation is definitely a high possibility, but the oversaturation shouldn't matter too much just because it is a glowing skin, and there is no glowing skins that are actually below the standard store price, which is $2.20. So overall, I do think this is also going to be quite a safe investment, and most skins this week do look like they're going to be relatively safe and should make you some easy profit, especially if you're willing to hold on to them until next Christmas, which is usually the best time to sell. Alright guys, so this is my cart for this week, so it's a pretty big one. You guys can pause the video and check it out. This is going to cost me $46.90, and there is a possibility that I might be buying more skins later on throughout the week. I just have to make sure that nothing gets too oversaturated that I might be investing in. So $46.90 is my total cart price for this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and remember, have a skits one. Alright guys, so this is the results from last week's cart. So it actually performed quite well. The max the training masks went for was $4.71. That was two of them, so $9.42. The average for training chest plates, because some were above $5.95, but I couldn't be bothered to add so many numbers, was $5.95. So I times that by 5 because we had 5 training chest plates, and in total they were $29.79 for all 5. One Desert AK, that was $6.55. Dragon Launcher, $10.91. Big Dreams Door, a few went for above $30, so the highest was for $33.01. Just an Armored Double Door, $3.66, and the Dread Lord Hunting Bow, $8.10. So the total of last week's cart was $26.30, and the max you could have sold all of that stuff for was $101.44 Australian, which is $69.97 USD. Hehe. So the max total you would have made would have been $75.14 Australian, or $51.14 USD. All of these prices are based off of the highest sold items so far for each individual skin on the community market, and that is as of the 20th of the 12th 2019, which is the first day that these skins have come out on the community market. So hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and remember, have a skits Christmas.